Well, sixth graders, today we're going to be working with proportions to solve percent problems. And once again, we're using the cross multiplication method. So let's take a look here. About 1 out of every 5 pounds of an average adult's body weight is fat. What percent of body fat, what percent of the body weight is fat? I apologize. So that'd be 1 over 5 equals how much percent is a person's body? It's at 100%. And we'll just put an n here because we don't know. Well, we're going to multiply. 5 times n is 5n equals 100 times 1 is 100. Well, let's get rid of n. We have to divide by 5. Divide by 5. Okay. 100 divided by 5 is 20. 5 divided by 5 is 1. So we're left with n all by itself. So the answer is 20%. Next problem. About 60% of the human body is water. So that is 60 over 100 is water. At this rate, how many pounds of water are in a body of a 95-pound person? So we got a 95-pound person. We want to know how many pounds. We'll put a P there. 100 times P is 100 P. And we have 95 times 60. Do the math on my calculator to go quicker. 95 times 60 equals 5,700. Divide by 100 to get P by itself. Divide by 100. 5,700 divided by 100 equals 57 pounds. Moving on. Problems 3 through 6 use a variable to represent each part, whole, or percent that is known, set up, and solve each proportion. The width of a singles tennis court is 75% of the width of a doubles court. A doubles court is 36 feet wide. How wide is a singles court? We'll take a look at how we're going to do this, okay? So we're going to go 75 over 100 here. And we want to know what the width is of a singles court. So the width of a doubles court is 36. We got to try and find out what the singles court is. This is an S, by the way, not a 5, okay? So if I multiply, if I do cross multiplication, I have 100 S equals, I really need to change that. I'm going to change the color here so we're not confused. 100S, whatever 36 times 75 is, that gives me 2,700. To divide this 100 to get rid of it, so I'm left with a S by itself. Dividing 2,700 by 100, I get 27 feet for an answer. Moving on. Nadia put $500 into a savings account at the end of the year. She had earned $30 in interest. What is the interest rate that the bank was paying? Let's take a look here. I'm going to take the $30 to the 500, okay? And I'm going to have to be putting x over 100. Let's figure this out. So I'm doing 500 times x. I'm at 500 x. 100 times 30, so I'm at 3,000. Divide this by 500, and divide this by 500. 3,000 divided by 500 gives me 6%. Gives me a 6 left, which is 6%. 15 is 6% of what number? Well, I'm going to have to do 15 is the part. 6% right here. I'm trying to find out what number. If I cross multiply, I have n times 6. I have 6n equals 100 times 15, which is 1,500. Divide by 6, 1,500 divided by 6 gives me 250 for an answer. Which makes sense. 15 is 16% or 6% of 250. Okay. Did I skip a problem there? I think I did skip a problem. We're going to do that last problem there. I want to get to it, okay? This is what the problem looks like. It is 25% of what number is 10.5? 25% of what number is 10.5? Okay. So how are we going to set this up? We're going to put 25 over 100 equal to 10.5. So let's make this 10.5 over n. Well, if we multiply, what is 10.5 times 100? 10.5 times 100 equals, cross multiply, I have 1,050. and I have 25n. Well, I'll divide this by 25. 1,050 divided by 25 gives me a nice answer of 42 for an answer. 25% of what number is 10 and a half? 42 would make the most sense, because if you do 10 and a half times 4, it would equal 42. Here's some practice problems, okay? I'm not going to work these, or I can work a couple of these out for you. I should do that for you. I still have some time. We're only at 5 minutes. To find some common denominators, I'm going to go 2/3. And I have 3/8. Common denominators, putting these into 24. 3 times 8 is 24. 2 times 8 is 16. So this is 5 and 16 over 24. Plus, times 3 equals 9. 6 and 9 over 24. Well, 5 plus 6 is 11. 16 plus 9 is 25 over 24. I can't leave it like that. 24 goes into 25 one time, so I'm going to put that big 1 into 11, so I have 12 and 1/24 left over. Next problem. Doing some subtraction. Putting 2/3, 7/9. Putting both into 9. 3 times 3 is 9. 2 times 3 is 6/9. So this is 3 and 6/9 minus times 1 times 1, 7, 7/9. Look at me. I have to borrow because this 6 is smaller than the 7. Cross off this 3, put it as a 2. I'm going to add a 9 to that 6, makes this 15 over 9 minus 7/9. I'm going to subtract. I have a 2. 15 minus 7 gives me 8/9. Perfect. Okay. And the last two, get to multiply and divide as well. Okay. Multiplication. Okay. Remember, when you're multiplying, you have to put these as improper fractions. 5 times 2 plus 3, so I'm at 13 over 5. Times 4 times 1 plus 3 is 7 over 4. Can I cross reduce? I cannot. 13 times 7 equals 91 over 20. How many 20s go to 91? 4 times 20 is 80. 11 over 20. 4 and 11 over 20. Last problem here. Division. I have a 21 over 4. Remember, 4 times 5 plus 1 is 21 over 4. I'm going to multiply it. I got to first find this as an improper fraction, which is 10 over 7. Now I can switch it to 7 over 10. I can't cross reduce anything, which is a bummer. 21 times 7 equals 147 over 40. How many 40s can go into 147? 3 can go in evenly. 3 times 40 is 120, so that means we're left with 27 over 40. Perfect. 3 and 27 over 40. Okay. I know I whipped through this stuff, but once again, that cross multiplication works every time. You just have to set it up properly, and make sure when you're solving it, make sure the problem makes sense once you're done. Okay. Good luck, and I look forward to working with you in math today.